The murder of Julie Kibuishi, a tragic love triangle. In the vibrant yet perilous streets of California, where dreams intertwine and destinies collide, a tragic tale of love and betrayal was about to unfold. Julie Kibuishi, a spirited and talented young woman, had her life cut short in a horrifying act of violence. As the sun set on the day of her death, no one could predict the chaos that would follow, or the heart-wrenching journey that would reveal the dark undercurrents of a seemingly innocent friendship. Julie Kibuishi was known for her bright smile and contagious laughter. She was a dedicated student, a passionate artist, and a loyal friend. Among her close circle was 𝐂𝐴𝐸, a charming and charismatic young man who had been friends with Julie for years. They had a bond forged through shared experiences and late-night conversations. But underneath the surface, a complicated web of emotions was beginning to unravel. As Julie navigated her friendships, she found herself caught in a love triangle with another friend, a young man named Eric, who had developed feelings for her. Julie, though flattered, was unsure about how to handle the situation. She valued her friendship with Eric, but was also drawn to 𝐿𝐴𝐸, who had quietly harbored feelings for her as well. One fateful evening, Julie decided to confide in 𝐿𝐴𝐸 about her confusion. She felt comfortable with him, believing that he would provide the guidance she needed. As they sat together in his living room, the warmth of their friendship enveloped them. But beneath that warmth lay tension and unspoken desires. Little did they know that this innocent conversation would lead to catastrophic consequences. The night of Julie's murder began as a typical gathering among friends. 𝐿𝐴𝐸 invited Julie and Eric to his house for a casual get-together, intending to bridge the gaps that had formed between them. Laughter filled the air as they reminisced about old memories, but the atmosphere soon shifted when the topic of their relationships arose. Eric, feeling emboldened by the evening's festivities, openly declared his feelings for Julie. This revelation sent shockwaves through the room. 𝐿𝐴𝐸, unable to contain his jealousy, shifted uncomfortably in his seat. The friendly banter turned into a simmering tension, leaving Julie caught in the crossfire. She smiled awkwardly, unsure of how to diffuse the growing conflict. As the night wore on, the mood darkened. 𝐿𝐴𝐸's frustration simmered beneath the surface, while Julie's laughter faded. She could sense the rivalry brewing between the two men, the once light-hearted atmosphere now heavy with unspoken resentment. When Eric left that night, he was unaware of the darkness that had descended upon his friends. As the door closed behind Eric, Julie felt a chill run down her spine, sensing that things would never be the same again. The following morning, Julie was found dead in 𝐿𝐴𝐸's home. The news of her murder sent shockwaves throughout the community, leaving friends and family in disbelief. How could something so horrific happen to such a vibrant soul? The initial investigation quickly uncovered the love triangle, leading to whispers of jealousy and betrayal echoing in the halls of their high school. Authorities discovered that 𝐿𝐴𝐸 had been the last person to see Julie alive. As they pieced together the timeline, unsettling details began to emerge. Witnesses recounted the tension from the previous night, noting how 𝐿𝐴𝐸 had become increasingly agitated when Eric expressed his feelings for Julie. The relationship between the two young men had soured, and the jealousy that had festered for so long erupted into violence. As detectives delved deeper into the investigation, they found 𝐿𝐴𝐸's behavior during the hours following the murder suspicious. He exhibited signs of nervousness and inconsistencies in his story. The evidence began to pile up, painting a chilling picture of betrayal fueled by jealousy. In the cold light of day, the reality of what had transpired began to set in. An innocent friendship had transformed into a deadly confrontation. The day of 𝐿𝐴𝐸's arrest felt surreal to everyone who had known Julie. The local community was still reeling from the shock of her murder when the police took 𝐿𝐴𝐸 into custody. Friends who had once shared laughter and memories were now divided by grief and betrayal. The halls of their school were filled with whispers, speculation, and confusion. As 𝐿𝐴𝐸 sat in the interrogation room, the gravity of his actions began to dawn on him. The detectives laid out the evidence, each piece a reminder of the choices he had made. He had allowed his jealousy to cloud his judgment, leading to a tragic outcome that would haunt him forever. The trial that followed was a media spectacle, with every detail of the love triangle laid bare for the world to see. Ripped from the headlines, Julie's story became emblematic of the darker side of relationships, how jealousy could spiral out of control and result in devastating consequences. Samuel's defense team argued that he acted in a moment of rage, claiming he had never intended to kill Julie. However, the prosecution painted a different picture, depicting him as a young man consumed by jealousy, who could not cope with the idea of losing Julie to Eric. The emotional turmoil surrounding the case captivated the public, drawing attention to the tragic consequences of toxic relationships. As the courtroom filled with tears and heartbreak, the community held its breath, waiting for justice to be served. After weeks of testimony and heart-wrenching evidence, the jury finally reached a verdict. The courtroom was tense as the judge prepared to announce the decision. Julie's family sat in the front row, their hearts heavy with grief, hoping for justice for their beloved daughter. Samuel, now a shadow of the charismatic young man he once was, faced the front with a mixture of dread and anticipation. When the verdict was read guilty of second-degree murder, an audible gasp echoed through the room. Tears flowed freely as Julie's family embraced, their hearts aching for the daughter they had lost. Samuel, once a friend, was now a convicted murderer, and the weight of his actions settled heavily on his shoulders. The impact of Julie's murder rippled through the community, prompting conversations about mental health, the effects of jealousy, and the importance of healthy relationships. Students began to speak out against the toxic behaviors that had contributed to Julie's tragic fate, creating a movement to raise awareness about the signs of unhealthy relationships. In the wake of tragedy, the community began to heal, channeling their grief into advocacy and education. Julie Kibuishi's tragic story became a catalyst for change, inspiring those left behind to fight against the very issues that had led to her untimely death. Her family established a foundation in her memory, dedicated to raising awareness about relationship dynamics and providing support for individuals struggling with jealousy and unhealthy attachments. Workshops and seminars were held in schools across California, encouraging open discussions about love, respect, and the importance of mental health. Students were empowered to speak out against jealousy and toxicity, learning to recognize the signs before they escalated into violence. As time passed, Julie's legacy lived on, a reminder that love should be uplifting, not suffocating. Her story echoed through the community, instilling a sense of responsibility in young people to foster healthy relationships built on trust and respect. In the hearts of those who knew her, Julie Kibuishi remained a vibrant spirit, a symbol of resilience in the face of tragedy, and a beacon of hope for a brighter, safer future. That's it for today's video. What do you think of our video? Please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.